What's going on, everybody? RJ Ochoa here from SB Nation's bloggingtheboys.com. Hope all is well wherever you are. We hope you're happy, safe, healthy, and that you're excited because the Dallas Cowboys, I have to do it. The boys are back in town. That's right. America's team is back at AT&T Stadium for a 2-game homestand. It's been a long time since the Cowboys have been in one of the most beautiful buildings in the world. In fact, the last Dallas Cowboys game that they played at home was against the Carolina Panthers. Yeah, it's been a minute. They went to New England. They were on their bye. They went to Minnesota. Cooper Rush was a hero. And now the Dallas Cowboys will play back-to-back games at home, and they start on Sunday with the Denver Broncos. This is our preview show where we'll discuss the Broncos, things to look out for. We'll dive into the film room. Normally, we do speak to somebody who covers the opposing team, and we're sorry, but due to scheduling conflicts this week, we were not able to make that happen. But we know that you forgive us because we know how special you are, we know how forgiving you are, and really we know how smart you are because you have obviously subscribed here to the Blog of the Boys YouTube channel. If you have not done so, please go ahead and do so because we have a lot of content. We have a lot of videos that come out all throughout the week. In fact, our most recent video, a Madden simulation for this week's Cowboys game. Cowboys won, but check that out. And, maybe you'll see a nice player too. The Dallas Cowboys wearing something pretty cool in that simulation. We'll get to that. But we do have some things to watch, things to pay attention to. If the Dallas Cowboys are going to win for the 7th time in a row, there are a couple of things that they're going to have to do. And first things first, you cannot overestimate this Broncos offense. I know what you're saying. RJ, this Broncos offense is terrible. It's basura. I've watched it. I've seen it. I've seen it with my own eyes. They are terrible. I am not afraid of the Denver Broncos offense. I tell you what, maybe just pump the brakes a little bit. And I'm not here to tell you that the Broncos offense is amazing or they're going to set any NFL records or anything like that, but they are not as bad as they look. When you look at their offensive EPA per play, which isn't a perfect metric, nothing is. Every piece of data has some sort of flaw behind it. An EPA just like that, not an infallible science, but the Broncos offensive EPA per play is technically one that gives it an advantage against the Dallas Cowboys defense. Every week at bloggingtheboys.com, if you read what I write, if you don't, no big deal. My feelings are only a little bit hurt. But I look at the Cowboys' remaining schedule with the help of Aiden Davis by their remaining EPA structure, the offensive EPA per play and defensive EPA per play allowed of the Cowboys and their remaining opponents at each week throughout the season. And so the Denver Broncos are one of 3 teams whose offensive EPA per play is technically going to be a challenge for the Dallas Cowboys in our current moment here at week 9. The 3 offenses, I know this will sound like a joke to you, it's totally serious, that look like a challenge for the Cowboys through this lens are the Kansas City Chiefs, the Arizona Cardinals, and yes, the Denver Broncos. So they cannot be overlooked. Again, I'm not saying that this Broncos offense is going to come in and light up the scoreboard, but they are not the bad team that you think they are in their mind, or your mind rather. They are not good, but they are not good. If I could put words together to make a sentence, that would be cool. Let's move on. Next thing the Dallas Cowboys will have to do, finish your drives. All right. The last time we saw this Denver Broncos team play was obviously against the Washington football team last week. And Washington just came so short. They crossed midfield multiple times. Drive after drive after drive after drive, the football team got and didn't come away with any serious points. We know this Cowboys offense is elite. We know this Cowboys offense can score from downtown. Last week, they scored a 73-yard touchdown. Shout out to Cooper Rush and Cedric Wilson. Well, you got to finish your drives. We need to see points on the board. This Broncos defense is not the defense that won the Super Bowl now 6 years ago, but you have to finish your drives against any team in the NFL because if you don't, they're going to make you pay, which is what the Cowboys did to the Vikings last week. So you got to walk away with points. You have to do it, Cowboys. Don't be shy about this particular thing. And on the subject of things not to do, don't be cute. All right. Do not be cute. Kellen Moore has said many a time that the Dallas Cowboys offense aggressively attacks what opposing defenses give them. And this is an interesting game. Obviously, Terrence Steele is going to play left tackle. Lyle Collins is going to play right tackle. Dak Prescott's going to be back at quarterback. We'll see what the situation is with CeeDee Lamb. Obviously, the injury report is having him not be a part of it. But right now, at the time of this recording, I'm not personally all too worried. We do know that Dak Prescott is going to play. And because of that, whether you have Dak in a full capacity, you don't have CeeDee Lamb in a full capacity, whatever, Kellen, just don't overthink it, bro. And you're good at not overthinking it. Just take what this defense gives you. Just take it. It's going to be there all day long. Whoever that is, if you have to run the ball 1,000 times, if you have to check it down 1,000 times, you have to go deep 1,000 times, do whatever it takes, which thankfully is something that Kellen Moore is very, very, very good at. Now, I mentioned fashion. All right. Now, this is an important point. All right. Yes, I secured this hoodie. All right, I know you've been thinking of this whole time. I know you've been thinking, man, that hoodie looks sharp on RJ. I wish I had it. It's a beautiful looking hoodie. It doesn't look anything like a cupcake with sprinkles or a donut with sprinkles. No, this is a beautiful hoodie. I love it. I'm glad you love it. So thank you for the compliment in advance. But on a serious note, when it comes to fashion and the Dallas Cowboys, this game on Sunday against the Denver Broncos is going to be very, very, very cool because of one particular thing. This has a couple of striped lines, as you can see on my hoodie. The Dallas Cowboys will have a very important striped line on Sunday afternoon as they are rocking the 1976 bicentennial helmets as an ode to the brave men and women that have served our country. We thank you for your service, all of you who will in the future, all of you who have in the past. And this is awesome. The Dallas Cowboys rocking the red, white, and blue of the United States of America because they are America's team. And in case you didn't know, I don't know how you wouldn't know this because you're a Dallas Cowboys fan. And what's more is you are an educated Dallas Cowboys fan. How do I know that? Because you are here, the Blog on the Boys YouTube channel. So welcome aboard. Anyway, if you do not know, for whatever reason, this is an important thing in Dallas Cowboys history. I mentioned 1976 bicentennial. That's when the Dallas Cowboys wore these. Look at this. It is beautiful. It's incredible. In fact, I don't do this all too often. I don't lean back, but I have one of these in my office because I love it so much. The Dallas Cowboys are rocking the 1976 bicentennial helmets on Sunday afternoon against the Denver Broncos, and they are going to look glorious through the noon sun that kisses its way through the AT&T Stadium glass. I'm pumped. You should be pumped. No other aspect, no other element of the Cowboys uniform is going to be different. Literally just where there's normally two blue stripes. One of them is red. One of them is navy. You got the red. You got the white. You got the blue. It's going to look sharp for the Dallas Cowboys. So, but, there was some discussion about this, and I know we touched on it in our Madden simulation. When you look at the uniform schedules for teams, the Cowboys were slated to wear white in this game. They will be wearing white, obviously, with these helmets. And the Denver Broncos were previously slated to be wearing white. They will be wearing orange. We'd given them navy in our Madden simulation because that news wasn't out at the time. Thank you, Broncos, for not letting us know. But so that will be what's happening as far as the fashion is concerned. But what will be happening as far as the players are concerned? Who are the Broncos that we have to pay attention to? As we always do here on our preview show, it is now time to dive into the film room with Matt Minnick and take a closer look at which Denver Broncos could present a problem for the Dallas Cowboys on Sunday.
After coming out of Minnesota with the win last week, the Dallas Cowboys return home to take on the Denver Broncos. At 4-4 in the deep AFC West, the Broncos are not a team to be taken lightly. They are known for great pass rushers, but Bradley Chubb is on injured reserve, and Von Miller is on a plane to Los Angeles. But they make up for these losses with a talented pair of safeties on the back end. Justin Simmons is one of the best safeties in the league, making big plays in the run game and in coverage. In this clip, Washington throws the arrow route on the 8-yard line. Simmons is lined up in the end zone, but breaks with such great speed that he makes the tackle on the line of scrimmage. Incredible play. And Simmons' teammate Kareem Jackson is no slouch either. Here, he comes down from his safety position to make a tackle when the running back cuts back. The former cornerback is surprisingly adept as a run stopper. This pair of safeties will challenge the Cowboys, whether they're running the ball or passing it. The biggest threat on the Broncos' offense has got to be Cortland Sutton. He is an excellent wide receiver who they love to target deep. Here, he makes a great catch on the sideline for a 31-yard gain. If the Cowboys can make him a non-factor, it will go a long way towards stopping the Broncos' offense. The Denver Broncos have shown the ability to compete in close games with good teams, but they're still hungry for their first big upset. Dallas will have to be on top of their game to make sure this is not the Broncos' week.
A big thank you to Matt Minnick for educating us on which Denver Broncos could pose a problem for the Dallas Cowboys on Sunday out at AT&T Stadium. You know where the game is going to be. Do you know what time it's going to be at? In case you don't, we have your back as we always do. The Dallas Cowboys will be hosting the Denver Broncos. Cowboys 6-1, Broncos 4-4. Yikes. But this game is on Sunday. In case you didn't know, it's November 7th, 11/7, aka Micah Diggs, and it's on Fox if you want to watch it. Some people like to listen, and you can obviously on 105.3 The Fan if you watch it. The game day broadcast. We've got Greg Olson, Greg Burkhart, and Pam Oliver is the crew that the Dallas Cowboys and Denver Broncos have drawn on the radio side of things. Again, 105.3 The Fan, the home of the Dallas Cowboys. Brad Sham, Christy Scales, and Babe Laufenberg if you want to go that route. Some people like to turn down the TV volume, put the radio up, and you pair them both nice and nice. You got to pause the TV sometimes and line it up, sync it up perfectly, but it's definitely worth it if you give it that proper investment. One last thing before we totally get ready to get out of here, and that is the injury news or injury front or injury discussion that is currently surrounding the Dallas Cowboys. And, we don't totally know who is not going to play in this game. So the question, will injuries impact the game? It doesn't seem like Tyron Smith is going to play. Mike McCarthy has yet to fully confirm that. It does seem like Dak Prescott is going to play. Mike McCarthy has effectively confirmed that. CeeDee Lamb is a bit of a question mark right now. Trayvon Diggs has, been fine since the news of his ankle situation. And so there are these little things that are hovering in the air at the time of this show's recording. But I'd say right now it's really just a matter of Tyron Smith not being there and Terrence Steele working at left tackle, Lyle Collins back at right tackle, Dak Prescott at quarterback, and CeeDee Lamb is maybe the situation to most monitor, which of course we will do for you at blogoftheboys.com. Make sure you stay tuned. We have the injury reports available for you each and every day. It's time to make our predictions. You go first. What score do you think is happening on Sunday between the Cowboys and the Broncos? Interesting. I see where you're coming from. I agree. You want to hear what I have to say? It's very kind of you. I have the Dallas Cowboys winning in this game. Final score 27-17. Maybe you think they break 30. I don't know. I mean, it's hard to do that every week. And I know Dak is back, and maybe they do. Maybe they just totally demolished the Broncos. In fact, did a hit on Thursday, and some people are saying 24-7 Cowboys. Maybe that's the case. Maybe the Cowboys just kind of have their way with Denver. Who knows? But if you are into wagering, if that's your cup of tea, our friends at DraftKings do currently have the Dallas Cowboys as 9-point favorites. That opened up originally with Dallas as 7-point favorites. A reminder that the Dallas Cowboys are the only team in the NFL that is undefeated against the spread this season. They are a perfect 7-0. Good teams win. Great teams cover. My name is RJ Ochoa. You know me, of course, from Blog of the Boys, the Blog of the Boys universe, blogoftheboys.com, Blog of the Boys podcast network, Blog of the Boys YouTube channel. Subscribe here to the YouTube channel. Subscribe to the podcast network. We have shows that come out each and every single day because we know that news is constantly happening in the world of America's team, and we want to make sure that you're updated. We take it very seriously, our job to provide you Dallas Cowboys content. We are grateful that you choose to spend time with us. We want to make sure that it's time spent that is worthwhile for you. So, yeah. Cowboys winning, Broncos losing. Cowboys get to 7-1. We'll see what kind of help they get across the NFC East. They got a nice start to the week with the Indianapolis Colts winning on Thursday night. Why is that important? Well, in all likelihood, the Philadelphia Eagles will own the first-round pick that belongs to the Indianapolis Colts. So we want to see that move further and further back. So every win certainly helps in that capacity, even if they make the playoffs. Go Carson Wentz. Go ahead, man. Go make that pick like 2021, something like that. We know you have it in you, Carson. We know that you do. Thanks again for complimenting my hoodie. I know that you totally liked it. Let's have a good time on Sunday. We'll see you after the game for the post-game show. We are live after every single Dallas Cowboys game here on the Blog of the Boys YouTube channel, the Blog of the Boys Facebook page, and we do podcast those for you as well. Thanks for joining us, everybody. See you next time.